Imagine you are a trainee striving to debut in a new group, a dream you've pursued since you were a child. You were born with a burning desire to become an artist. From a very young age, you spent hours in front of the mirror singing, imitating your idols, and dreaming of a stage that one day could be yours. Being an idol is not just a job, it's your destiny. So, you practiced tirelessly, perfected your voice, polished every dance move until your body and voice became the perfect extension of the music you loved so much. After years of auditions, rejections, and long nights questioning whether it was worth continuing, you arrived at Attract, a small agency with big promises. They told you they were forming a girl group, one that would not only captivate Korea but conquer the world. It wasn't the biggest or most well-known agency, but you believed in their vision and in the CEO, who saw potential in you and the other girls to create something unique. Soon, you met your group mates, Aaron, Sana, and Seo. Together, you formed a quartet filled with dreams and talent. Although you all came from different backgrounds, you shared the same goal, to shine. Days were spent training. Nights were endless as you perfected choreographies and recorded songs in humble studios. But there was something special among you, a connection that rarely happens between group members. Finally, in November 2022, the day you had been waiting for arrived. 50/50 debuted. The name symbolized the 50% chance of success or failure, but you were determined to give 100%. For you, this was just the beginning. You got involved in writing lyrics, contributing not just your voice but your heart to every song. Everything changed in February 2023. The song Cupid was released. And although at first it seemed like just another track in the saturated world of K-pop, something magical happened. An English version went viral. TikTok, Instagram, and short videos brought it to millions of people. The catchy melody and the sweet voices of the four of you conquered the world. For the first time, you felt that your hard work was paying off. Imagine yourself, Keena, watching as Cupid climbed the Billboard Hot 100. You weren't part of a big agency like Hybe or CM Entertainment. You hadn't debuted in a group with thousands of followers before your first show. But there you were, with your group mates, proving that even impossible dreams can come true. However, happiness soon began to waver. As success grew, you started noticing small cracks in the group, details that at first seemed insignificant or tolerable. Someone else was trying to control the narrative. That's when Ahn Sung-il, an influential producer working with you, began to get too close. At first, his words were subtle. "Don't you think you could be better off elsewhere?" he'd say. Gradually, his conversations became more personal. "Keena, you didn't overlook this. You observed how your group mates began doubting the agency. You endured mistreatment, illnesses, negligence, lack of attention, and scarcity. The people working with you made you feel small. It was as if someone was planting seeds of distrust in their hearts. They said Attract wasn't paying enough, that they were hiding information, that you all deserved better." For a moment, even you, Keena, felt that same insecurity. Why were you still trusting the CEO of Attract? Yet, your instinct told you something didn't add up. You remembered how the CEO had risked everything for 50/50's debut, selling personal assets to finance the production and promotion of Cupid. Even though the CEO had his own flaws, that effort wasn't easily forgotten. The storm broke in June 2023. Your group mates decided to take drastic measures under the advice of a certain individual. They sued the agency, demanding the suspension of their contracts. You sat with them in a small room where the air was heavy and words were thrown like knives. "Attract has betrayed us," they said. "We can't trust them." And there you were, Keena, confused and caught in the crossfire between loyalty to your group mates and your intuition, which told you this was all manipulation. Your parents said the same. But you decided not to rush. You observed. You asked questions. You listened. While your group mates blindly followed someone promising a brighter future. You focused on finding the truth. During those days, you were alone. You felt betrayed and isolated, but the fear of losing everything you had built was stronger. What would you do if the agency collapsed? If everything ended in that moment? Meanwhile, Attract's CEO was publicly fighting to defend the agency, accusing Ahn Sung-il of manipulation. Finally, you made the hardest decision of your life. You withdrew from the lawsuit and returned to Attract. Why are you doing this? They asked. Because this isn't right, you answered firmly. You chose to trust in the truth, in loyalty to those who had always believed in you. You returned to a devastated agency, where the CEO and employees were barely holding on to hope. But your return sparked a small flame. You were brave. You were the first to say no to manipulation, to false promises, and to dirty games. Now, months later, 50/50 is no longer the group it once was. The legal dispute is over. Your former group mates chose a different path, but you kept moving forward. Attract announced plans to find new members to relaunch the group, and you, Keena, stood strong, proving that success is not just measured by numbers, but by integrity and the ability to choose what's right, even when everyone is against you. Keena'S story isn't just about being an idol, it's about a young woman who decided to face the storm with her head held high, showing that loyalty and truth will always find their way. Now, the world awaits the next chapter of your story. And you, Keena, keep singing. Because music will never leave you.